The whale that should not sing. Imagine hearing a song that nobody taught you yesterday, yet millions somehow know today. It sounds impossible. Now imagine that the singers live thousands of kilometers apart, never hold meetings, never exchange messages through phones, and spend much of their lives hidden beneath an endless ocean. That impossible story is happening right now. Humpback whales rewrite their songs almost every year, and entire populations somehow adopt the newest version. Scientists can record the change, but predicting it is about as successful as asking a seagull to solve algebra. Curiously, the whales never seem worried. They simply continue their underwater concert as though the ocean itself had whispered the next verse. It almost feels as if the sea is running the world's largest choir, except nobody can find the conductor. That alone is astonishing. Yet an even stranger question waits beneath the surface. Why spend enormous amounts of energy producing songs that constantly change? Evolution rarely rewards expensive habits without good reason. Somewhere inside those haunting melodies may exist clues about memory, learning, culture, and perhaps a form of communication far richer than we once imagined. The deeper researchers listen, the more mysterious the performers become. Welcome to the greatest concert nobody was invited to attend. A humpback whale weighs as much as several elephants, yet one of its greatest talents is producing music. Delicate enough to make researchers stop speaking and simply listen. Some songs last for many minutes. Others repeat with remarkable precision. Even more surprising, every male in a region gradually performs nearly the same version. Imagine every jazz musician on Earth waking tomorrow and deciding to perform exactly the same melody. No committee, no rehearsal, just universal agreement. Somewhere, an octopus is probably shaking 8 arms in disbelief. Scientists believe whales learn by listening to one another, creating cultural traditions that travel across oceans. That idea once sounded extraordinary. Today it is supported by decades of recordings. Still, every answer seems to unlock another locked door. Why do completely new themes suddenly appear? Why do old ones disappear forever? The whales never publish an explanation. They simply continue singing with impressive confidence, leaving humanity politely confused. The greatest surprise may not be that humpback whales sing. It may be that their songs can travel astonishing distances through the ocean. Water carries low-frequency sound far better than air, turning vast stretches of the sea into a natural concert hall. A whale does not need a microphone. The entire ocean becomes one. Scientists deploy underwater microphones called hydrophones and often discover melodies arriving from places far beyond the visible horizon. It is rather like hearing someone humming from another country. If fish sold concert tickets, they would probably become millionaires overnight. A curious seal might accidentally attend the finest performance on Earth without paying a single shell. Even the drifting plankton could claim front row seats, though they remain wonderfully quiet critics. The ocean, unlike a noisy city, rewards patience. Every note stretches through darkness, carrying information that researchers are still struggling to decode. The remarkable reach of these songs suggests that every singer is part of something much larger than a single whale. Each voice becomes another thread woven into an invisible tapestry spanning an entire ocean basin. Then comes one of the strangest discoveries ever recorded. Sometimes an entirely new song appears in one whale population and gradually sweeps across neighboring populations. Almost like a cultural wave moving from east to west across the Pacific Ocean. Researchers call this phenomenon cultural transmission. The phrase sounds wonderfully scientific, but it still leaves everyone asking the same question. How does an idea travel so efficiently without maps or meetings? Picture thousands of musicians quietly agreeing that last year's greatest hit is already old news. Somewhere a dolphin might politely applaud, while a crab wonders whether changing songs also requires changing dance moves. A sleepy sea turtle probably misses the previous edition but never complains. The whales continue updating their masterpiece with astonishing consistency. This behavior reveals something extraordinary. Culture is not exclusive to humans. Humpback whales preserve traditions, modify them, and pass them to the next generation. Beneath the waves, knowledge flows almost as gracefully as the currents themselves, reminding us that intelligence can wear very different shapes. The deeper scientists investigated, the stranger the mystery became. Every humpback whale has its own voice, yet each singer carefully fits within the shared song of its population. Imagine an orchestra where every violin has a unique sound, but every musician somehow knows exactly when to join without ever seeing a conductor. A jellyfish would probably drift through the performance convinced it had wandered into the fanciest underwater opera. Even a curious seabird might pause above the waves, wondering who booked the entire ocean for rehearsal. Researchers have discovered that tiny differences in rhythm, timing, and tone may allow whales to recognize one another while still preserving the larger composition. It is a remarkable balance between individuality and unity. Humans often celebrate standing out. Humpback whales seem equally skilled at belonging together. That quiet lesson may be one of the most elegant mysteries hidden beneath the sea. Perhaps the most fascinating discovery is that humpback whales do not simply survive in the ocean. They reshape the world around them. Their enormous bodies circulate nutrients through the water column, supporting microscopic life that feeds countless marine creatures. Scientists sometimes describe whales as ecosystem engineers, but that phrase hardly captures the scale of their influence. Imagine a gardener whose garden is an entire ocean. Somewhere a sardine is unknowingly dining at the most exclusive restaurant in the sea. A shrimp might proudly believe it discovered the buffet all by itself, while the whales quietly smile without expecting applause. Even drifting plankton become part of this invisible masterpiece. Every graceful dive helps sustain a chain of life stretching far beyond what the eye can see. The greatest giants are not only singers, they are silent architects, shaping ecosystems with every journey they make. And then we reach the most unsettling question of all. Why do humpback whale songs become more complex before changing completely? Some researchers have compared the process to fashion, others to language, and a few to musical evolution. Yet none of those explanations feels entirely satisfying. The songs do not wander randomly. They transform through recognizable stages, adding phrases, rearranging patterns, and introducing entirely new themes. It is almost as if the whales are experimenting. A confused pufferfish would probably inflate in protest and demand the original version back. A patient albatross might call it artistic growth, while a grouchy lobster insists modern whale music was better several migrations ago. Even the moonlit ocean seems to listen without offering an answer. The possibility that these changes reflect social dynamics, memory, innovation, or something we have not yet identified keeps scientists returning year after year. Every recording becomes both evidence and invitation. The whales are telling us something. We simply do not yet understand the grammar. So what is the true secret of the humpback whale? It is not merely size, strength, or beauty. It is the uncomfortable realization that another species may possess a form of culture, unfolding on a planetary scale while remaining largely beyond our understanding. We can measure frequencies, track migrations, and store millions of recordings, yet the meaning behind the music still slips through our fingers like water. Somewhere tonight, a whale is singing a phrase that did not exist a decade ago. Another whale hundreds of kilometers away may already be learning it. No headlines will announce the event. No audience will applaud. The ocean will simply absorb the melody and carry it into darkness. A sleepy fish may become the accidental first listener. A passing seal might hear only a beautiful vibration. We, however, hear a question. What else is happening around us that is intelligent, organized, and almost completely unnoticed? The humpback whale does not end this mystery. It begins one, and perhaps that is why its song feels so haunting. Not because it sounds alien, but because it sounds just close enough to understanding that we cannot stop listening. The ocean has always hidden its greatest stories beneath the surface. The humpback whale reminds us that the biggest mystery is not what we have discovered, but how much still waits to be understood. Every haunting song echoes across the sea without demanding attention. Yet it quietly challenges everything we assume about intelligence, culture, and communication. The next time you see a calm horizon, remember that an invisible concert may already be unfolding beneath the waves. Somewhere, a new verse is being created. Somewhere else, another whale is already learning it. We are only beginning to listen. If this hidden world fascinated you, there are many more remarkable animal mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next extraordinary journey into nature's greatest secrets. Until next time, keep asking impossible questions, because nature often gives the most astonishing answers. If you enjoyed uncovering these amazing animal secrets, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all our future videos. Don't forget to click the bell icon, so you'll never miss out on more fascinating stories from the animal kingdom. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to explore more hidden secrets with you in the next video.